What's going on? It's 7 o'clock. I said I'd be here. We here. Big John is in the building. What's going on, my people? Just want to say what's going on. Hope everybody's enjoying their Sunday, doing their thing. I know I'm doing mine. We on our way to 10,000 subscribers. We on our way to 10,000 subscribers. That's what's up. That's the goal and agenda that I'm setting, and that's what we're gonna do. We got to hit 10,000 before uh the end of the year. So I plan on being here every day about 7 p.m. Every day, 7 p.m. We're going to be here talking to you about whatever you want to talk about. But no crapola, though. I ain't with all that. Like, there's a lot of things going on in the world today. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people talking about a lot of stuff. Nah, I'm just gonna keep it 100 and not really focus on the things that don't matter, like gossip and foolish stuff. You know what I'm saying? We not with that. We we want to talk about things that are relevant, things that are going on here and abroad. Specifically, if you don't know me, my name is Big John. In 2022, I went to Gambia and the continent of Africa for the very first time. I created this channel called The Fulfillment of My Soul. Right now, we got about 300 plus videos on our channel, lives. It's altogether it's over 300 lives, videos, shorts, so forth and so on. And yeah, went to Gambia and had a wonderful time. Uh, had a peaceful trip. Didn't have too much drama. Had some things happen. Most definitely had some things happen while I was there. But for the most part, the trip was good. A lot of support. Like I said, last time I checked, I think we had 9,100 subscribers, and now I'm pushing the campaign for 10,000. But yeah, if you know anybody that you think would be interested in the content that I'm pushing, please let them know. If you don't mind going on the videos and watching the videos and leaving a like, comment, and most definitely, if you know somebody that don't mind subscribing and becoming a member of the movement, then I most definitely would appreciate that. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. I'm about to come out with a skit called Subscribe. Every word is going to be the word subscribe. Subscribe, subscribe. Let me know who's up in here. We're going to get this thing started. Let me know you up in here. Just don't come in and look, say hello, put a comment. Let the people know what is good. The last time I came on, the topic is us versus them, or African Americans versus Gambians. And I really don't want to say it's a verse thing. You know what I mean? It's not like verses that you see like these competitions, because there really is no competition in my mind in terms of what we present and what they present. They just don't have. Gambia is an undeveloped country. They're struggling with poverty over there. But at the same time, they are better in some things that Americans are not better in, like camaraderie and culture. You know what I mean? Their religion and their way of life, it basically spills over, or it involves the everyday aspect of their life. Where over here, it's just not like that in America. But over there, I see for the most part that they pretty much have a very good level of camaraderie, and they pull their resources together in order to make things happen. Over here, you know what I'm saying? Your next door neighbor won't even come in and help you out. I remember when I was staying in Delabar Estates, there was a situation that was going on where there was a lot of burglaries, and the people was getting vandalized and all this. And I let everybody know, look, if you're ever in a situation and you need some help, come, don't hesitate to call me. I put my number out there and I said, I'm coming with guns blazing and all this, you know what I'm saying? And sure enough, there was an incident that happened where this guy was getting broken into, and his neighbor actually called me. His neighbor called me and he said, "Hey, Big John, I'm on your street, and at the end of the street, my neighbor's getting broken into." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah." So I grabbed my machete and I started making my way down there. And I remember Bella like saying, "No, no, no, don't go, don't go, don't go. It's too dangerous, too dangerous." I said, "No, I gotta go." I told the people if they ever get into a situation that they can count on me. So I wanted to be accountable. Excuse me, and a man of my word. So I went down there. Why am I bringing him now? Because when I get down there, the guy is actually from America, I believe from New Jersey. And yeah, I yell out to him, "Yo, you all right in there?" He like, "Nah, I'm not all right." And I'm like, "Okay, well." I said, "Well, they already told me that the police is on the way. So I'm gonna stay here until the police get here." And he was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And just so then, here come his neighbor with his cutlass, his machete. I'm like, "Yo, you." He's like, "Yo, they ran over there," and then he's giving me the breakdown. I said, "Yo, you saw all this? You seen everything that's going on?" I said, "Why you ain't help your neighbor?" He said, "I was waiting for you." He said, "I was waiting for you." So I was just saying, just like in America, man, your neighbor could be next door and not even help you. But at least with him, he called me and I came running and being who I said I was be. But yeah, the Gambian people, they know how to pull their resources and come together. You know what I mean? But uh being over there and experiencing it firsthand for myself how everything works, the us versus them is that, they don't mean no harm, but their help comes from a level of exploitation. Like if you go to the store or you're on the street vendor, you getting something from a street vendor and you want to buy something, they might not charge you the price that they would charge a Gambian. You know what I mean? They might give you the 2 bob price or the American price, even though they won't tell you that. But you just know because you know. You know what I mean? You could like something ain't right. So that's why I always kept Bella with me, and I was sending her to go buy stuff. You know what I mean? But even that got played out at some point in time because people just started recognizing her too. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you Bella. So they know that she got the connection to the money. And yeah, it's just one of them situations where you gotta be mindful of the situation. You gotta know and understand what it is. You know what I mean? Even when I went to go buy my van and my Mercedes Benz, I'm sure that I paid a little bit extra. You know what I mean? And oh my God, I don't think I've ever told y'all the whole story behind those vehicles, like the mechanic, the person that was selling the car, the person that was driving the car, the person that was driving the bus. Like they were all like locked in together on this whole big conspiracy. Like I try not to talk about it too much because one of those persons are a family member, Bella. And I mean, these are his friends, you know what I mean? So I had to look at him a little bit differently, and I ended up taking because he was driving one of my taxis. I ended up taking it from him too. Like, nah, park my car because you know what I mean. These are your friends. Like, I don't care if they don't have no respect for me. They should have respect for you. And if they're doing something to exploit me or take advantage of my money, I mean, I just can't see you not knowing or understanding, you know, who and what these people are. Besides that, you brung them to me in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like me, if I bring somebody to you and be like, yo, this is my man, or this is my friend, and because I asked him, he vouched for them. You know what I'm saying? This family member of Bella's, he vouched for them. And yeah, man, it was crazy. Like, I'm trying to think exactly how it all went down. I know we got the bus, and I went and I looked at it and everything like that. And because I opened up a power washing business over there for this family member, and I told him, here, man, go ahead on, run this. I got him business cards. I made a commercial. The commercial got over 100,000 views. Um, it got over 100,000 views. People were even calling me like, yo, look, I want to get this service done. But they didn't want to do that. They didn't understand the concept of it. They didn't understand the idea of it, because every day, because there's so much dust and dirt and wind and not enough rain unless it's rainy season, like, people brush down their compounds. So my idea was to offer this service. Of course, I'm giving out Gambian prices and not American prices. I started offering this service, made the commercial and everything, and they just couldn't grasp the idea of it or the concept. I showed them how to do it, showed them how to work the equipment, everything. And it became a situation where they just was like, yo, if you really want to make some money, we need taxis. So I said, okay, I'll play ball. So what I did, um, I started buying taxis. I bought a Mercedes Benz and I bought a 16 passenger van. When I seen the van, I wasn't that impressed with it. I can't even remember how much I spent for it, because the price, I can't remember, maybe $1,000 I spent on that truck. But the seats had to be reupholstered. It needed some engine work. The body was okay. I know I got pictures somewhere. I'm gonna have to post those pictures. I know I got pictures of the van somewhere, and uh put it on the road. You know what I'm saying? Got the Mercedes Benz, same thing. Put some little upgrades. I put a camera in there, some other stuff. Put it on the road, and they were trying to sell me more vans, right? So the mechanic, I'm like, yo, so I go see the mechanic, and like, it's like all these dudes just hanging outside the mechanic shop. You know what I mean? They playing soccer or whatever, but of course, when they see me, they like, oh yeah, 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 some want to come shake my hand or whatever. I'm like, yo, what's up? You know what I mean? I'm always looking, trying to see if I can recognize anybody, like, any recognizable features on people, so I can keep that in my mind in terms of identification. And yeah, going there, and I'm like, I'm not feeling comfortable because all eyes are on me, and I'm on the side back street or whatever. But I got Bella with me, and I got my driver. So we go in there, and he's like, oh, we gotta overhaul the engine and do this and blah blah blah. And I'm like, nah, I just want it to be in working condition, tip top shape, no problems. I want everything working, you know, pristine, working right. So it's not no problems. That's the one thing I don't want. I don't want no problems. I want to make sure that everything is working with these vans, because I want to make money. One of the biggest issues that I had was that I told them, in order for them to be a driver for me, they needed to do something that I learned working for a corporation called pre-trip. So what is a pre-trip? A pre-trip is, once you get in the vehicle, you start it up, you turn it off, you check the lights, you check the horn, you make sure nothing, you basically log everything down. That's if something's wrong with the vehicle, the door's not working, the electrical, the radio's not working, whatever. You mark down everything. You check the transmission fluid and you check the oil. So I'm telling them, this is what I want them to do. This is part of your job. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to be there to critique them. So I'm telling Bella, you know what I mean? You're going to have to handle this. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to handle this. You hire your staff, whatever, whatever. But you need to get these pre-trip logs so we can know and understand just how many miles being used in this vehicle. So they was like, they fought me on like, yo, no, we don't do that in the Gambia. I said, I don't care what y'all do. You want to work for me? You want to do this? This is what you need to do. This goes back to the us versus them. Now, you know what I'm saying? They are showing me that they don't want to work for me. They want to be owner operators. I don't mind that if that's what you want to do, because I can go ahead on and I can fix vehicles up all day long, get the permit and everything for you, and you just pay me my cut like that. You know what I mean? But you own or operate. I'm not buying no gas. I'm not taking care of the maintenance on these vehicles. I'm not doing nothing. Everything is on you. But no, they don't want that. You know what I'm saying? They want to just pay whatever agreed amount, which I think was 9,500 per week for the Mercedes Benz. That's a Delassie, and 13,500 per week for the 16 passenger van. So I was telling them too, I need y'all to mark down how many people is getting in and out the vans. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really over there having these particular type of vehicles, it's a license to print money, because transportation is one of the biggest things over there. But they tried logging, but they wouldn't. You know what I mean? So we really couldn't critique it. So I told Bella, I think that you're gonna have to you have to put on the disguise and ride these vehicles just so you get an idea on how much a Monday makes, how much a Tuesday makes, how much a Wednesdays makes, so you can know and understand what it is. But she didn't want to do that, or she didn't think that it would work or whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just going, let it roll and let it see how it works. So I ended up coming back to the US on this particular time. I come back to the US and I sneak back over. I don't know how long it took me to get back. It wasn't that long though. I was like there, bought all the stuff, came back, and then went right back. You know what I'm saying? But I snuck back into Gambia. No, I didn't tell nobody I was coming or anything. I get back to Gambia. I called. I said, hey, bring the Mercedes Benz, bring the truck. Now, before I left, they were already trying to get me to buy other vehicles. But the vehicles they was trying to get me to buy, I mean, they was like, my God. I was like, yo, I mean, they was the trashiest of the trashiest vehicles, like standing on the last leg. I was like, I'm not going to put my money in. And they asking for top dollar for me to put top money into these vehicles that look like they've been abandoned for 20 years or whatever. And I was like, this is that us versus them part right here, because they are not trying to really, they're trying to do like a shady mechanic type. You know what I mean? So what is shady mechanic? Like, oh, okay, you got to keep putting a band-aid on a bullet wound. You know what I mean? And you're not really getting to the true issue. You're just trying to keep the vehicle going. It break down. The mechanic got to come out. You need tires. You need oil change. You need transmission. The transmission went out. The timing belt is not good. You start looking at all these different issues where you don't make money. Only person making money is the driver, because they're giving you a certain amount of money every week. You don't know how much they make above that. You know what I'm saying? That's like the deal. You know what I'm saying? And then if they don't hit their number, you know what I'm saying, you have to just take short money. And I'm just saying, I can't believe this vehicle's running, every day like this. And then you're not even hitting your numbers. Like I had even broke it down to them. Okay, if you make $1,000 a day, you got to pick up 100 passengers. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like make sure you're hitting your quotas. Anything after that, okay, keep that. But they wasn't able to maintain that. So I sneaked back in. I called the family member up, said, bring my Mercedes. I called the bus driver. I said, bring the bus. First thing I checked is the oil. Not a drop of oil in it. No, that's not what happened. I go ahead and we had to go somewhere. And I was like, Bella, what's going on? Had you collected money? See, Bella was telling me that she was collecting the money from them. But then when I was like, okay, so we have bank accounts. I says, okay, so this is what you're going to do. When you get the money, put this amount in each bank account. When I get back to Gambia, the bank account is empty. I'm like, yo, where was the money? She said, oh, I didn't want to tell you. But they haven't been giving me the money. So I got mad. I called them. Hey, yo, come park my vehicle. We had to go somewhere. By the time I'm driving. I mean, there's big smoke cloud in the back of me. Big smokes. I mean, the whole street full of smoke. I'm like, what's going on? I get back to the crib. I check the oil, not a drop of oil in the van. Not a drop. I'm talking about, you know how you stick the stick in and you get a little, not a drop of oil. That's when I figured out that the dude, which was Bella's family member's friend that was driving my van, that he had to be doing it deliberately, messed the motor up in order to put me in a situation where he's getting more money from the mechanic. And not knowing that I know a little bit about cars, that is just an oil situation. By the time you take it to the mechanic, you talking about 2,000 or 3,000 US. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah. I was like, park my stuff. You got anything in here that you belongs to you? Okay, get that. He gonna ask me for money so he can get home. I said, yo, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Whatever you made, you keep that. What's going on, Patricia? How you doing? I'm like, yo, whatever money you made, you keep that. But you're not driving my vehicle, and I'm not being responsible for you to go home. I got mad and I sold that one. And then I pulled the Mercedes Benz back because the family member, that's his man. So I felt like they was all together, them and mechanic. Look, I'm a nice person. So when I took the whole family out, I invited them as my employees. Come on, y'all my employees. So, I'll let y'all come through and let y'all do y'all thing. Let everybody yeah. I'm doing a campaign to get to 10,000 subscribers. So I'm gonna be broadcasting every night, 7 p.m. Get this membership up, get this channel back rolling in the right direction. But yeah, I'm like, nah, I brought them out and let them come and celebrate when we celebrated, and food, whoever you bring your peoples and all that. Try to treat them real good, but us versus them, they don't get it. You know what I mean? They think it's a green light and invite other people to the exploitation. Now, that's not all Gambians. I'm just telling you my experience with the ones I was dealing with. You know what I mean? But I'm more than willing to say that it doesn't matter where you go. It just happened to be Gambia. I feel like, you might get that treatment anywhere you go if you're not on point, knowing and understanding who you are and where you are and where the people that you're dealing with. You understand what I'm saying? So it became that, and that was just a lesson learned. Like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I was, because I was expanding, you know what I mean? Because I was like, yo, we just not stopping here. I'm getting one of these big Greyhound buses. I mean, we was in the negotiations with the great, and I found another bus that I liked. This joint was bad. It was, the seats was in there plush. The thing started right up, had air conditioning. The dude wanted I think he wanted 19,000 for it. Or the Greyhound was 19,000, so that one was 11,000. So I was trying to get him to do a deal with me, this particular guy. He's not Gambian. And we're gonna talk about that too. You gotta know and understand, not everybody in Gambia is Gambians, but it was a situation where this guy, he at this present moment, I can get the same cars that he can get. So I was like, yo, look, I could give you this money, or we could make a deal. And you know what I'm saying? I need a fleet of vehicles. You know what I mean? Because I said, I know where you get the cars from because I see the sticker right here. So I get the same cars as you. But since you already got the network going, let me join your network. This dude was from Nigeria. He was from Nigeria. He was like, nah. But my point was that I was about to get more drivers, more buses, more business. But because we couldn't get past these little, what I'm saying, trying to get over and try to take advantage of me, we couldn't get past that. It was no availability for me to really open up the books and really spend some real money, like 100,000, and get me a whole fleet. And shout out to some people from Seattle, Richard and Donna. Richard had reached out to me like, yo, there's a bunch of non-commissioned buses in US. just sitting here. We can grab them joints and start a whole transportation system over there. And I was like, word? He was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, let's get it popping. But once again, when you have a situation where it's us versus them, it takes, you have to, weed through who's going to be good for the situation and who's not. I mean, like, there's hardworking people in the country of Gambia. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that there's hardworking people doing their thing that want to come up and want to be serious about it. It's just that you got to sift through all of that to find out the good people. You know what I mean? And once you do that, you'll be able to have better success. But uh I wasn't really honing in. Like I said, when you get over there, your head is in the cloud. You're happy to be on the continent of Africa. Everybody's kissing, and hugging, and loving you, and all this and that. And even though like they're not part of the exploitation when they are welcoming you, it's other people in the background seeing that your nose is open, and then they try to wiggle their way in. I could tell you a million stories, yo. I'm talking about from food, from women, the whole 9 yards. And so to wrap that story up is that I just took all the vehicles back. I said, Bella, leave my Mercedes Benz here. Bella starts driving my Mercedes Benz and blew the engine up. I don't know how she do it. I ain't still to this day. I haven't seen I said, yo, where's my Mercedes Benz, yo? And it was nice. It was no scratches, dents, nothing. It was smooth. I don't know how much I paid for that. Maybe 3,500. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look in the books. I was sending $1,000 every money was good. So yeah. But anyway, she blew the engine on the motor and left it at the mechanic. I said, yo, why you leave it? You don't know nothing about cars. It could be something simple. You know what I mean? It could be something simple over there. And they telling you something. So you just left my Mercedes Benz. I guarantee that car is being driven right now. I guarantee you. Patricia said, what type of vetting system do you think the diaspora need to use in order to connect with great people? Well, word of mouth. Number one, word of mouth. There's people there from the U.S. that's been there, that if you can get along with people that's already there, they'll tell you the do's and the don'ts. The other thing is that in any situation, you have to just listen and observe. You have to see. You have to get on the ground, and you don't be there for like 2 weeks. You're not going to get nothing done, in my opinion, in 2 weeks. If you go to Gambia and you do something for 2 weeks and then you leave and think that your investment is safe, then God bless you. That's all I can say about that, because that old saying, when the cat is away, the mice will play. Believe me when I'm telling you, the mice will play. To this day, I haven't received any money from any investment that I made in the Gambia, and I made plenty. You understand what I'm saying? I haven't received one penny to this day. So the vetting is just, you got to be there for one. Number two, you got to talk to people that are from America. You know what I'm saying? You got to talk to people, not only from people from, but we start off with the people from America, but I would say talk to the people from UK too, because they also have their own stories to tell. They have their own level and degree of experience. Don't get locked into just sticking to black people too. Like, talk to the white people too that will talk to you, because they too have experienced a lot of what I'm telling you. You just got to go in there and you got to just not be so happy go lucky to pull your money out and start spending it. You know what I mean? Do your research, do your due diligence. Even when it comes to land, track record, somebody that has a good track record, you know what I mean, that can show you paperwork and show you happy customers. We was buying land over there, and it was this lady from the UK. She was a black lady from the UK. She had an office and everything. And when you go to her office, she had like her degree up on the wall and everything. Her office was right across from, what is the name of this Jamaican club? Oh man, it's up the street from Turntable. What's the name of that club? Spangler's. It's a Jamaican restaurant nightclub called Spangler's, and she had an office across the street. The building was white, and when you go inside her little, you know, it looked like a storage unit that they converted it, but it was really nice. You go in there, her degree, blah blah blah, blah, and, you know, she's telling us the process of what we need to do, how we need to do it. You know, put your money, blah 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 blah. I had other people involved at that time, so I just was being in the background, just sort of like observing. You know what I mean? But then it came out that she wasn't, allegedly she wasn't legit as she said she was. You know what I mean? Somebody said, yo, she's not a lawyer. She's more or less like a paralegal or something like that. And it was some drama, like she was got arrested over there and some crazy stuff. So some time that went by, and now I'm in Gambia by myself at this particular moment in time. And I run into her at the grocery store, and I'm like, yo, what's up? Ain't you so and so? And she's like, oh yeah, you know, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, I thought you was locked up. She says, no, I don't believe what people say. So, but she said, she did admit, she was like, well, look, I'm putting everything on hold right now because, you know, because of this investigation that they're having right now on me. I think I need to just slow down and regroup myself and make sure that I have all the proper paperwork and what have you to make sure that I don't get myself caught up in no dispute. So you got to do your due diligence. You got to, you know, do whatever you would do in the US, you got to do it over there 3 times more. You know what I mean? There's a lot less red tape, I believe, when you're dealing with government and stuff like that. But that's no excuse to not do your due diligence just because you're over there and everything's a little bit easier. Because things are easier and maybe they don't get critiqued as much by the system like over here, then yeah, it leaves more room for someone to take advantage of you, for corruption to take place. Besides that, you're talking about poverty. You know what I mean? Poverty's so crazy, you know what I mean? Over there, that it really brings out bad stuff out of good people. I can't even tell you how many times I went and looked at land and nothing happened because, you know, the prices was crazy and the paperwork wasn't looking right. I was even dealing with uh what's this lady's name? Oh man. What's her name? This light-skinned lady. Um Black. Was it Black something? Oh man, I can't think of the girl's name. She's from the UK. I can't think of her name, but there was some people, she dealt with some people, and the people called me up. Some people that she was dealing, they called me, and I was like, hey, what's up? And they was like, yo, if I don't get my money back, what was her name? I could tell you a story about her. Oh my God. I could tell you a story about her and something that happened that, oh, wait, but what was her name? Y'all know this lady I'm talking about. She's light skinned. She got a little son. Her brother, he does all the videos for her. Oh man, what is it? It's also the tip of my tongue. It's like Black something. Blacksit? Blacksit. That's it. Blacksit. And the lady's name, what's her name? Julia. Julia for Blacksit. Let me tell you about that there. So at the time, I was over there with the other people. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And they had been communicating. Like I said, like I just don't jump out there. You know what I mean? Like when I'm like, you know, a fly on the wall. I just sit back and I observe. I'm the third eye always. So even when I'm by myself, my third eye is open. So I was just observing. And you know, she got the right attitude. You know, she got her husband. I don't even know if that was really her husband or not, but she got her husband. I forget his name, but I see the picture of him so clearly. He's like a Jamaican dude, though. You know what I'm saying? She got him, and she got the right attitude, and happy-go-lucky, and she speaks with such confidence and what have you. I'm talking about Julia, right? She speaks with such confidence and everything like that. And I go to her house, got a beautiful house. Her husband's showing me the borehole and the compound, blah, blah, blah. They out in the country, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wow, man, this is nice. And, it's just love, you know what I'm saying? Wow. Man, this female, she never seen me clean shaved. She never seen me clean shaved. Because when I first got there, what I'm saying, I had a full beard. You know what I'm saying? And my hair was probably long too. I think my hair was long. But anyway, I had been there for a week or two or whatever. I was there. And by that time, I got caramelized by the African sun. I got caramelized. So once I shaved and I shaved my head bald, I look like a whole totally different person. I mean, you can go look back at the video and see for yourself. So we're sitting in our resort at the swimming pool, and she had told all the people that, hey, come there. Matter of fact, I think most of us were staying at the same resort, and she knew the resort owner, which is at Hyperlink. So she comes in Hyperlink, and she's talking to my folks. She was like, where's John at? I'm sitting right there. She's like, where's John at? Where's John at? So my folks is like, the points at me. I said, yo, I'm right here. And she just started tripping. Like, they split up? They split up, huh? Well, anyway, she starts tripping. I can see why. She starts tripping. What was his name? She was Julia. His name began with an S or something. I could tell you another story about it. Oh my God. She started tripping on me like, oh, you're so gorgeous, you're beautiful, blah, blah. And the husband is right there. So I don't even know how to respond. Like, I'm like, she's like, oh, you're so gorgeous, you're so beautiful. He's like, look at him, blah, 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 whatever his name was. She's like, look at him, look at his teeth, look at his skin. She's tripping. I mean, to the point where I was like, and my folks is looking at me, and I'm like, I don't even know. But I brought up that story to say that, I can see why they're separated, because we really hung out, and we went to the nightclub and we was dancing, and it was wild, right? Like, I'm not gonna go too deep, but it was a wild time. And yeah, man, some people that was there with me, they bout it. And they called me and they was like, yo, Julia from Blacksett, her husband, yo, if I don't get my money, just no one understand. But I'm like, I don't even know why they calling me. You know what I'm saying? But I guess it's more or less like they want, they want momentum, and they want somebody to be like, yo, but I didn't have a bad experience with her. I don't know if the money got transferred or whatever, but we did sign a contract. And and we went out and we actually saw the land. So they start talking about, I hate this word, demarking the land. They call it demarking the land and all this other stuff. And I mean, I think we had something like 4 plots. Adrian, that's his name. Yes, Adrian's looking at me like, yo, that's my wife, yo. I'm like, looking at him like, yo, I'm just like, I'm looking at him like he looking at me like. But anyway, we were supposed to get this land. I don't know if any money was transferred or anything like that, but we had like 4 plots out in San Diego or something like that. And then that whole thing started melting down, because you know what I'm saying, dealing with this is us versus them. This is, in this particular situation, this is a person from the UK that goes over there and is so excited, start building a house, everything. They start talking to the locals. These are collars, and unbeknownst to them, they're getting caught up in this whole conspiracy thing about land, because their collars say, oh, you can have this land. So a collar is like the mayor or the magistrate of that particular tribe. This is to the best of my knowledge, right? Anybody can tell me if I'm wrong, but the collar is like the mayor, the government, whatever. He has the trust of the entire village. You know what I'm saying? And he's got some type of like power over the management and structure of the community that he's over. And he has the ability to make moves like, hey, you want this land, I sign the paperwork, whatever. I don't know the full jurisdiction of their power, but I know that they're always involved. But the unfortunate part is that if the Akala makes a deal with you, whether you're a Gambian or American or European or whatever, if the family members don't agree with it, then you could get yourself in court real quick. And I think that's what happened with Julie. I think that she was getting these papers and paperwork and things like that, and getting signatures and dealing with these Akalas, and I think that just some things were happening that she just wasn't aware of. I'm out the loop now, but I'm gonna get back in the loop. With that. But I mean, she was nice to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were nice. Her and Adrian were nice to me. I didn't have. I mean, there was a situation where some drama jumped off with Adrian and the owner of Matthew, who's the owner of the resort we were staying at, and I came at the tail end of it. And at that time, Matthew was my man. Like, I was like, yo, Matthew had pulled me aside, like, yo, look. And he basically gave me the key to the city. I'm like, yo, here, I was doing shows and everything, you know what I mean? And we had a contract. I was actually making money with Matthew. So when I heard what was going on, I was like, oh no, I'm glad I wasn't there, because Matthew's my man. So I would have had to, you know what I'm saying? I would have had to, step up, because they were having these meetings with these diaspora from UK and America and Jamaica and everything. They would have these meetings, and they were talking about this council that they was putting together, and they actually had money. So, anytime that money gets involved, get back to the us versus them, anytime that money gets involved, things get a little like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So Matthew was just like, yo, we need to open up the books. I don't know why, because they're all from the UK. You know what I'm saying? Like, me coming in, I'm like representing America, and a couple other people, like, we representing, but we just trying to get in where we fit in. We don't really know what has happened prior. So when this whole thing about opening the books, you know what I'm saying, Adrian got really upset, you know what I'm saying, wanted to fight. And Matthew, I don't know if Matthew could fight or not, but Adrian is a big guy. And I just was like, what? I was like, oh, let me go over here and let me go. But then by that time, Adrian just got up and left. You know what I'm saying? So, and nobody was talking about it right then and there. But then later on, they was like, yo, you missed it. Let me tell you what happened. But I was like, what? I was like, Matthew, what's up? Matthew was like, John, blah, 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 blah. I didn't say nothing wrong. I just said, let's open the books and see where the money is at. And I was like, wow, boom. Yeah, so I was saying all that to say, just, trying to get land and buy land, it just was like, you have to just be careful, and you need to go to the government. See, this is the one of the main reasons why I always kept Bella. You know what I'm saying? First of all, she knows she knows 4 languages. Anybody plotting on me, you know what I mean? And within earshot, if they plotting on me, Bella could be right there to tell me, yo, this is what they saying right now. So we gotta, you know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. Like, I always do that. When I need to buy something or purchase something, I let her do the negotiation. Then I come with the money. So they can't switch it up, even though they still try to. Like, oh, no, that's okay. You didn't say that before. They're like, okay, come on. Like, nah, we're not doing. I always let Bella go do the negotiations first. You gotta find somebody, whether you trust them or not, you know what I'm saying? But that's the whole thing. If you have somebody that is native of the country that you're in, and they're being your mouthpiece, you gotta take care of them first. They have to see value in what it is that you're trying to do and why they are the mouthpiece. If they don't see the value and they don't understand you, they can end up exploiting you too. Not necessarily even intentionally, but thinking like boom, boom, boom. And I always am like, yo, are they gonna go back later on and blah, 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 and make it say, yo, I brung you that deal. So, I brung you that deal. We got to do our thing. Case in point, when I go get my bank, when I want to go open up my bank account, we had to go to this office. I don't even know what's the name of that office, but we had to go to this office. You know what I'm saying? And at this office is where you bring your passport. And I think they actually do the citizenship there as well. But you go to this office, right? And they give you like a 10. They call it a 10 number, right? And you get this 10 number, and the 10 number is like a social security number, but it's for the country. All right. So you get this 10 number, and you take the 10 number to the bank with your identification, and that's how you open up a Gambian bank account. You know what? I think I still got a bank account. I need to check my bank account. But anyway, we get to the place to get to 10, and when you step up, there's a guard outside. It's a government building. You step in the doorway, and it's a professional building. And the first thing you see right there, it's a police officer or a government official, but they're dressed in brown. So what you do is, you actually fill out the paperwork, and then they move you to the next person where you go get your information, right? So they got these hustlers outside of the office, the 10 office. And what they'll do is, for a small fee, even though they don't tell you they're charging you, for a small fee, they're supposed to help expedite the process of you getting your 10. So in this particular case, we go there, and this guy, he's dressed well. He's like, hey, but my brother, where you from? Oh, you from America? Oh, welcome to the Smiley Coast, Come on, let me take you. Now, I don't know this, that he's who he is. The way he comes off, like he works there. The crazy thing is, I experienced the same thing in Washington, D.C. at the permit office. If you go to the permit office, because I had a business in D.C., I had to get permits to do certain construction and stuff like that on my business. So you would go to, it's called the DCRA, right? You would go up there, and you would fill out your paperwork so you can get your permits processed and all this, and then get your blueprints and all this and that. And there's people up there that if you give them $50 or $100 or $200, whatever they negotiate, they can help expedite the process. How they do that is because anybody with an ID can go file the paperwork for you. These people regularly be there all the time, so therefore they have a relationship. They're just like buddy. Like, I just go up there and I just watched. You see, they have personal relationships with people that you have to see. Whatever situation that you have, they can take you directly to the person and get you pushed through. But it's, what I'm saying? It's a money thing. Like, they all hustling together. I was like, oh, this is beautiful. So when I get to the Gambia, and this guy is, I'm like, I said, so the lady likes me, right? The lady, I can tell she likes me, right? She's giving me she won't take her eyes off of me, right? So as the guy is sitting there trying to hustle me, the lady is like giving me these looks, like, and doing like she's giving me the, she's giving me the, the yo, like yo. So I said to the dude, I said, yo, you work here? He goes, oh, no, brother. No. He goes, no, yeah, I work here. No, I work here. I said, yeah, well, where's your official credentials? Let me see your credentials. So then he gets all upset. He's like, listen, boom, boom, boom. I said, oh, but you charging me. It's not free. No, I'm going to do it for you for free. If you decide to give me something, fine. If you don't, fine. But now he got an attitude. No more happy to the Smiley Coast right now, right? He's got attitude. Boom. I'm like, all right, cool. So I says to the driver, hey, yo, what's up? You supposed to be my man. You see this dude trying to hustle me. Why you don't say nothing? Why you ain't, will you just go let this dude hustle me? This is what this driver says. I don't want to get involved, because if I tell you the truth about what he's trying to do, later on he will find me and he will come to me and say that I'm blocking his blessings and give me a hard time. And I was like, really? And I was like, wow. So that's some of the things that you have to know and understand. That's the way of thinking over there. Like, even if I don't mind a hustler, but at the same time, it's like you need to make knowledge known that who you are and what it is that you're trying to do, so I can have the decision whether or not I want to be involved with that. If I want to be involved with that, you know what I'm saying? Am I seeing a ghost? Nah. Nah. Queese, what's up, yo? It's Big John, yo. What's good? Yeah, what's good? But I was saying all that to say that you gotta have a native of the continent that you're on, the country that you're in, so they could really, and you got to take care of them so they can really like sort of protect you and keep you out of harm's way. You know what I'm saying? They could keep you out of harm's way. But we most definitely have to talk about drivers, right? I don't know if I want to do it now because in 10 minutes I have another Zoom call to make, but I think that'll be my next topic is talking about drivers because I think that the drivers are responsible for your safety or they're responsible for your robberies because no one understand when you go to these places, it's coming from somewhere else. There's no one going to get close to you or close enough to you than your driver. And if you don't know your driver, which you're not going to know your driver, like right off the top, like you're basically taking a chance with your driver because they're going to hear your conversations. They're going to see how you spend money. They're going to see you in your most vulnerable states. They're going to see you in your strength. They can see you in your weakness. I'm trying to tell you, drivers. At one point, I just started driving myself. You know, I had a motorcycle over there too. I started riding my motorcycle around everywhere. And you got to know and understand that having a driver and then you going out and you start becoming independent, you just took food out of that driver's mouth. That's how they look at it. I'm like, oh, I was your driver, I wasn't doing a good job. You no longer want me to drive you, boom, boom. I mean, I got so close to my driver. I want to give a shout out to Big Red. Big Red saved me from catching a body over there. Big Red saved me. Oh man, I can't wait to tell y'all about this story, man. Oh my God. I know I probably told it before, but this is now like, the dust has settled. And then I done went back and dissected. I can see every little thing now. Let me get through some of these comments. I know a driver over there. I had some questions. Yeah. What's up? Sounds like you have to move with the street smarts of the city here. Yeah. You better move with the street smarts because yeah, you know what I'm saying? And before I go into the drivers, I wanted to touch on too about when you have a significant other. One of the biggest things that I learned, one of the biggest lessons I learned, if you don't have a solid relationship with your significant other, the continent of Africa, it's not for you. And I'm going to tell you why. Like time and time again, and I went through it myself. Like being in Gambia, it exposed my relationship on so many different levels. It exposed my relationship on so many levels. You know what I'm saying? And it let me know that the person that I was, it let me see it let me see the person that I was with, who they really, 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 truly were. You understand what I'm saying? Like it really exposed who they really, really, truly were, how they truly felt and everything. Because every temptation in the world and then some is in the Gambia on tenfold. You know what I'm saying? How you doing, sister? How you doing, brother? Lovey. Mama. Yo, when I got solo, listen, I don't know how. See, this goes back to drivers, right? I don't know how they knew, but they knew that I was going to be alone in Gambia, and I'm telling you, the women were lined up waiting. I'm talking about my people didn't even get on the plane yet. By the time I got back, I went shopping. By the time I got back, I go through a private entrance. I don't even go through the front entrance. I go through the back entrance of where I was staying at. They was over there waiting. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Like I'm 9,000 miles away. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody see me what I'm doing right now. But those are some of the traps that you gotta make sure that you solid on, because they got everything for you. You understand? They gonna rub your feet. You know, whatever you, whatever your heart desires, kingdom, paradise is right there for you. But let's talk about that on my next broadcast. I'll be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock. We on our way to 10,000. So it's gonna take some work, but yeah, if anybody could do it, I could do it. I just appreciate everybody for coming through. Anybody seeing the replay, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so when I'm on, you could come on too. You know what I mean? And we could chop it up. You know what I mean? It's not a problem for me. I really love this. I'm trying to get back. You know, I took a little hiatus. I broke this down into seasons, so I think this is season 4 or 5. This is going to be season 4 or 5. I got so many things I want to share with everybody. You know what I mean? Let you know what I've been doing, where I've been at. I just been moving and grooving. I'm in my little studio. Y'all see my little thing right here, my microphone and stuff in the background. The microphone's in my brain. But yeah, just what I've been getting into. You know what I'm saying? What I've been doing. It's all about mindset. You know, shifting my mindset. Having a millionaire mindset. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so important to how you structure your mind, because how you structure your mind is how you're going to structure your life. And how you structure your life is how you structure your world. So you got to know and understand where you are. And the most important research that you can ever do is the research on yourself. The questions that you have to ask other people, ask yourself. Get the questions answered from within. With that said, I'm going to say peace until tomorrow. I'll be back 7 p.m. Eastern time. We back, baby. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna run this thing up. I got a meeting coming in 4 minutes. We're gonna run this thing up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe. Tell your friends Big John is back like I never left. And we focusing on the millionaire mindset. We're going to talk about the drivers. We're going to talk about the relationships. We're going to talk about all those type of things that you can expect when you go to the Gambia or you go to the continent. But I can only speak about where I was at. So I can't tell you about the whole continent. I can only tell you where I went to and what I experienced. But until that, yo, let's hit back tomorrow, 7 p.m. And I'm out. Peace. Subscribe.